Namaste students. Now let us start with the next chapter, that is special purpose subsidiary books. You remember that when we were doing that chapter ledger, what did I tell you in the beginning itself? That when the size of business is large, it becomes very difficult to record all the transactions in one book. Why? Because when the size of business is large, then transactions are too many. Then in that case, it becomes very difficult to record everything in one book only, that is journal. So I told you that that time we divided journal into some subsidiary books, into some helping books, if you remember. Those books were purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sale return book, journal proper. And I told you that time itself that sooner we are going to start, or sooner I'll be telling you how to make these subsidiary books and how to post like the transactions from these subsidiary books into various ledger accounts. So now in this chapter we are going to study how to make purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sale return book, and then how to post the transactions which we have recorded in these books into ledger accounts. So let's start with the first book, that is purchase book. Now as the name suggests, purchase book. So it means that in this book we are going to record only the transactions of purchase and purchase of goods only. Because you remember like this word purchase we are using only for the goods. And goods are those things in which our business deals. It means that if I am going to make a purchase book, then I am going to record only those transactions which are related to the purchase of goods. Now, goods can be purchased in two ways, as you know. It can be a cash purchase or it can be a credit purchase. Now, had it been a cash purchase, we would have recorded this transaction in cash book. So, in purchase book, only those transactions will be recorded which shows credit purchase of goods. The transaction which shows credit purchase of goods will be recorded in purchase book. The transactions which shows cash purchase of goods will be recorded in the cash book. Now look at the format of the purchase book. First column is date. Means you have to write the date on which the transaction took place. It means suppose you have purchased goods from somebody on credit on 10th of June, then you have to write that date itself. Particulars here means you are going to write the name of the supplier from whom you have purchased the goods on credit. And apart from the name, you are going to write what all things you have purchased. Then comes invoice number. Invoice means the bill. As I told you in the beginning itself that we'll be recording only those transactions in the journal which have some support vouchers. So invoice is a kind of support voucher only. We generally get invoice or we issue invoice only in the event of credit transaction. Means when we are buying some goods on credit, then we are getting invoice from the supplier. Invoice is a kind of document which shows credit purchase of goods. Similarly, if we are selling goods to someone on credit, then we issue invoice to that particular person. So invoice is a kind of document which is generally issued in the event of credit transactions. A chapter is there in your book which we'll be starting very soon. In that chapter you are going to learn about various vouchers, like the things which serve as the proof of the transactions. Next is LF. LF stands for ledger folio. As you know, ledger folio means that suppose if I am writing the name of a person over here from whom I have purchased the goods, then this transaction will be recorded in ledger also. As I told you one more thing that day, that purchase book is also known as purchase journal. Why? Because purchase book is a part of journal only. Fine. As I told you that we divide journal into 767 parts, no? And purchase book is one of the part of journal itself. So we call purchase book as purchase journal also. So And you know that in journal there is one column that is LF, that you know very well, because from journal only we are going to post the transactions into ledger. That's why ledger fund. Then next column is details. You know it very well that whenever we buy goods on credit, either we get some trade discount, or we get some cash discount, or some GST we have to pay. So in this detail column you are showing each and everything. Like you will be showing here trade discount, cash discount if any, or you will be showing GST and other things, so that like you will understand when we will do the practicals. Next column is purchase. In this column you have to write the amount of the actual amount of the goods purchased, which is excluding GST. Fine. If I say, let's say I have purchased goods worth rupees 40,000, on which GST is 2400, then 40,000 will be shown in purchase and 2400 or whatever the amount of GST is will be shown in these respective columns. So it means purchase means the actual amount of goods purchased. And actual amount of goods purchased is always calculated after subtracting trade discount. Because you know that trade discount is never shown in the books. If I say that I have purchased goods worth rupees 50,000 less 10% trade discount, then 50,000 minus 5,000 is 45,000. So my actual amount is 45,000, and on this 45,000 only I will be charging CGST or SGST. So here I have to write the amount, that is purchase less trade discount, and we call it as net purchases. Then whatever CGST, SGST is there, that we have to write here and then total it. So I hope the columns are clear to you. Now I would like to tell you one more thing, that purchase book is purchase journal, as you know, because journal is divided into several books. In purchase book we are going to record only credit purchase, because cash purchase will be recorded in the cash book. Now third thing is, in purchase book we are going to record only purchase of goods. We'll never record purchase of assets in the purchase book. Why? Because assets are something else. Assets are not the things in which our business deals. Assets are not goods. But in purchase book we are going to record only goods. And then lastly, we are going to record only those transactions like which are related to the goods in, like the goods and services in which our business is dealing. Like suppose if I say my business is of manufacturing garments, and let's say I've purchased one table on credit. Now no doubt this transaction is on credit, but my business is of furniture and I have purchased table. It means जो goods हैं वो different हो गए ना. Our goods is like garments only, and if I have purchased a table, then purchase of table will not be recorded in the purchase book. In purchase book you are going to record only goods in which your business deals. Deals means the goods which your business buy and sells. So I hope the format is clear to you all. So now let's start with the practical so that the concepts will be more clear to you, that how to prepare a purchase journal. And remember one more thing students, that after posting the entries in this purchase book, or after recording the entries in this purchase book, we are going to transfer the entries to ledger accounts also. So that we'll see with the help of a numerical itself. Thank you. Now let's start solving a practical based on this concept. Now let us see practically how to prepare a purchase book and then how to record the entries in the ledger. So now read the question. It is purchased from Radhakrishnan and Son of New Delhi, white invoice number 305. We have purchased goods on April 4th, so write date. We have purchased from Radhakrishnan. Here we have to write the name of the person, Radhakrishnan and Sons. Then invoice number 305. Got it? Now what we have purchased? We have purchased 100 meter cloth at the rate 200 per meter. We have purchased 80 meter woolen cloth, right in short itself, at the rate 500 per meter. Got it? So first of all, write in detail column. 100 into 200 means 20,000. 80 into 500, 40,000. Fine. So write total. Total is 60,000. Then it is mentioned that charge 20% trade discount. Then write here less trade discount 20%. So 20% of 60,000 is 12,000. So it becomes 48,000. This is the amount of net purchase which we have to write in this column, purchase column. Now, as we have purchased goods from Delhi only and our business is also in Delhi, it means we have to charge CGST and SGST. So CGST and SGST is 2.5%. See, right here like add CGST and SGST. 2.5%, 1200 CGST, 1200 IGST. It is added always in the cost of the goods, so it becomes 50400. Now write the amount individually. In this column CGST, write 1200. 1200 is SGST. Write here and write their total this side. I hope this is clear to you. Now read the second point. Next, what we have done, we have purchased from Raghubir Prasad and Company of Kanpur, UP. Fine. Now what we have purchased from Kanpur, UP we have purchased. So write the details over here. We have purchased goods on April 12th. So put date April 12th. We have purchased from Raghubir. Write the name Raghubir and Company. What we have purchased, read from the question. We have purchased 50 meter cloth at the rate 600. Then what else we have purchased? 40 meter cloth at the rate 250 per meter. Invoice number is given to us 240. Don't write legend folio, it's not required. Then write in the detail column. It will be 50 into 600, 30,000. Then 40 into 250, 10,000. So total we have purchased for 40,000. Then what else is given to us? Trade discount is 10%. Okay, so less trade discount 10%. Subtracted. It is 36,000. Now, as we have purchased goods from some other state, the Kanpur is in UP, no. So it means instead of CGST and SGST, we'll be writing IGST. So what you have to do? You have to make one more column here. Fine. Just draw one more column here. IGST. Now add IGST. IGST would be 5%. So 5% of 36,000 is 1,800. So now write everything in all the columns individually. In purchase column you will be writing 36,000. No amount in CGST and SGST. This 1,800 we will be writing in IGST, and then total. 36,000 plus 1,800 is 37,000. Yes girls, see I have erased few things because of lesser space, but you don't have to do that. You will be writing the things the way I told you. Fine. Now read the third transaction. Third transaction is that we have purchased from Modern Furniture House, Delhi, 10 chairs at the rate 2,000 per chair. See, our business is of clothing. If I am buying some chairs, it means that the chairs are not the goods, rather they are assets. And assets are not to be recorded in the purchase book as I told you. So we are going to skip this transaction. Next is purchase from Hari Om and Son of Gujarat. Okay. Put date here, April 25. Hari Om and Sons. we have purchased 100 meter cloth at the rate 600 per meter. Fine. And what else? That's all. 100 meter cloth at the rate 600 per meter. Invoice number is 390. So 100 into 600 is 60,000. Then less 15% trade discount. So subtract it. 15% trade discount here means 900, sorry, 15% trade discount. So it rose to 900,000. Then write here 51,000. Then now as we have purchased goods from Gujarat, our business house is in Delhi. So from Delhi to Gujarat it means we have to charge IGST. So write here add IGST 5%. So 5% of 50, 100, it is 2,550. Added, it is 53,550. This way. Now write the amount individually. In purchase only 51,000. Nothing in CGST and SGST. In IGST you will be writing 2,550. And then total, that is 53,550 will be total. Now after that, what we have to do? After this, now we have to wind it up. How we are going to wind it up? First of all, you will write here total. Now you have to make total of each and every column over here. There are purchase, CGST, SGST, IGST and total purchase. Like the total of all these columns you have to write. So let's see. The total of purchase column is 1,35,000. CGST is 1,200. Then SGST is 1,200. IGST is 4,350. And this side the total is 141,750. Now after totaling this, what we have to do? As I told you that purchase book is a kind of purchase journal only. Fine. Means instead of writing the entries in one book only, we have divided them. So this is a purchase book, means a purchase journal only. It means that now we have to transfer these entries to particular ledger accounts. But before transferring these entries to ledger accounts, I would like to tell you what entries we have framed. See, we have purchased from Radha Krishna and Sons, no? So what entry must have been passed as we have purchased the goods? So purchase account debit. Then CGST and IGST was charged. So purchase account debit 48,000. As we have purchased the goods, so we will be writing input CGST and input SGST. 1,200. From whom we have purchased? Radha Krishna. And then the total. So it means this is the journal entry. Same way we have purchased from Hari and Sons. So pass the entry. Purchase account debit. What is the actual amount of purchase? 36,000. Then we have charged IGST. So input IGST account debited. From whom we have purchased? Who is the supplier? Hariom is the supplier. And total how much amount we have to pay to Hariom? 37,800. Because whenever we purchase goods from somebody, the other person charged CGST or IGST or SGST from us and we have to pay it. Fine. So net amount of the goods purchased are 36,000. But after adding GST, now we have to pay 37,800 to O. Hariom. Please have a look on the entries how I have framed it. Purchase will be debited because it is an expense as you are going to buy the goods. So the amount of purchase you can take from this purchase column. If it is CGST and IGST, then you can take the amount from the respective columns. And here total shows the total amount due to the supplier. Now as we are purchasing the goods, so supplier becomes our creditor, liability, and he is the giver of the goods as well. So we have credited his account. Radha Krishna and Hari and Om, their accounts has been credited. Why? The reason is, first of all, they are the giver of the goods and they are artificial personal accounts. Moreover, if I am purchasing goods from them, it's a kind of a liability because they have become my creditors, and all the creditors, they have like credit balances. Then we have purchased from Hari Om. Sorry, the above was from Raghuveer. Now we have purchased from Hari Om, then write the amount. Purchase account debited. We have purchased for 51,000 net amount. Then we have paid IGST. So it will be input IGST. Account will be debited. Amount will be 2550 to Hari. 53550. That way we have to pass all the journal entries. Now after passing the journal entries, now we have to post these entries in the respective ledger books. Now one thing I want to tell you, you might have read that in this last transaction, freight is also there. Freight charges means transportation charges which we have incurred from getting the goods from the factory of Hari Om and Sons, which is, and the factory is in Gujarat, to our own business which is in New Delhi. So it means the transportation charges which you have incurred for bringing the goods from Gujarat to New Delhi, those charges are known as freight charges. But we are not going to record freight charges here. We have to record freight charges somewhere else, so that I'll let you know later on. It means that in the purchase book only this trade discount, CGST, SGST is going to be recorded. We are not going to record any transportation charges or freight charges. Fine. Now, as you have seen how to purchase the purchase book, you have also seen how to pass the entries. Now, let's move to the preparation of ledger accounts out of this. Yes, students. Now, first of all, from all the entries, just analyze how many accounts and which accounts we have to prepare. First entry, purchase, input CGST, input SGST to Radha. It means all the 4 accounts we have to prepare. Next is purchase, we are already preparing input IGST to Raghu. Then purchase, input IGST to Hari. So all these accounts we have to prepare. So first of all, let's start with purchase account. See, purchase account. What is the format? It is a kind of T-shape account. We have already done in ledger the formats having 2 sides, debit and credit. Fine. We write date also. Then we write here particulars. Then amount, journal folio, amount. Then again date, particulars, journal folio, amount. This is the format that you know very well. So now let's see how to prepare it. First transaction, purchase account debit, input IGST, input SGST to Radha. This is a compound entry. Fine. In this purchase account has been debited, so entry will be on debit side. First of all, whatever we write on debit side, now whatever we write on debit side, that always starts with the word to. Now purchase account has been debited because of Radha. Fine. But purchase account has been debited by rupees 48,000. So write 48,000 in amount column. Purchase account has been debited by Radha. Will not write input CGST or SGST here. The reason is because they are also debited. And out of these 3, right now I am making account of only purchase. So it has been debited because of Radha. So write here to Radha Krishna. Then next entry is purchase account debit, input IGST to Raghuveer. Again purchase account has been debited with rupees 36,000. So I am going to write First of all 2, then in the amount column 36,000. Who is responsible to debit this purchase account? Raghuveer is responsible. So write here 2 Raghu. Next, purchase account input IGST to Hari. So again purchase account has been debited with rupees 51,000 and it has been debited because of Hari. So we are going to write here to Hari 51,000. Now one thing I told you in my previous video lectures also, that we never balance any nominal account. Purchase is also a nominal account. So we are not going to balance it. Rather, we will be transferring the balance of purchase to trading and profit and loss account, but that too at the year end. This is just the beginning of the year. This is the month of April. We are going to transfer all the balances to trading and P&L account on 31st of March. So what I have to do? I have to leave this account here only like this. I'm not going to do anything with it. Fine. Now, which account we have to prepare? We are not going to prepare this IGST's account. We are going to prepare only Radha, Raghuveer and Hari. Why? Because input CGST, IGST, we don't need to prepare it right now. First of all, Radha and Krishna. I'm just making a T-shape format like this, but you have to make the full format. Got it? I'm making in short, but you have to make the complete one. Then we have to prepare Raghuveer and Sons. Then we have to prepare Hari and Sons, Hari Om and Sons. You prepare in full way, in a proper format. I'm just doing it little brief. Now let's see. First is Radha Krishna. In this entry, Radha Krishna has been credited. It means that this entry will be on the will be posted on the credit side of this Radha Krishna's account. So we have to use the word by. Now Radha Krishna and Sons has been credited by purchase, by input CGST, by input SGST, because you can see Radha Krishna and Sons, their account has been credited with rupees 50,400. And how do we come to this figure? We have come to this figure by adding all these three. It means that Radha Krishna and Sons has been credited by all these three accounts. So we have to write the name of all these three accounts here. By purchase, by input CGST, by input SGST. That way. Right here 48,000, 1,200, 1,200. Got it? And then balance. We have to do its balancing because Radha Krishna and Son is a personal account. Check which side is greater. It's clearly understood that there is nothing on the debit side, so credit side only is the greater side. Write the balance of the side whichever is greater. To balance carried out. Because to make them equal, we need to write some balance on the debit side, and whatever we write on debit side, that will always start with the word to. Then come to Raghuveer and Sons. Again, Raghuveer and Sons has been credited by purchase and by input IGST. Purchase is 36,000, 1,800. Again, credit side is greater, it's clear. So we write the balance of the side which is greater on both the sides. We'll write here to balance carried down to make the sides equal. Then in case of Hari Om is also credited by purchase by input IGST, then again balance in. That's all. This is how we have to do the one question, one full-fledged question. First of all, we have to prepare one purchase journal, purchase book, and then we have to pass the entries, and then we have to do the ledger posting. Now, one thing I would like to tell you that there is difference between purchase journal and purchase account. If you can see, I think this question might have come in your mind also, that if we are making purchase book, then why there's need to make purchase account? Simply the reason is purchase book is a part of journal. It is a journal, but purchase account is a part of ledger. Fine. In purchase book, I am just recording the transactions, and you must have seen that in purchase book, all types of purchase we have shown, whether from Raghuveer, Hariom, whatever, right? But in purchase account, like we are recording all the transactions at one particular place. Then in purchase book, we are recording only and only credit purchase. What about cash purchase? Fine. So in purchase account, credit purchase as well as cash purchase, both will be recorded. But in purchase book, only and only credit purchase is recorded. So these are some basic differences between purchase book and purchase journal. So I hope things are clear to you. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is sales book. Thank you.